I'm Randi Fetter. I'm from Lodgepole, Montana. My Indian name is Waskawia, White Snow Woman. I'm a member of the Iitaanɔɔn'i tribe, and I've lived in Lodgepole all of my life, my whole 36 years of life. And I have 2 daughters, Layla and Anna, and I have a husband. I've been married for about 7 years, and very involved with the community. Try to stay involved with the youth. I'm the Mountain Assiniboine representative, and I am vice president of general services and I can't even remember the other one. Human services. And then I serve on the housing board. I do. I'm currently working on my endorsement as we speak. I was just driving around doing that. One of the reasons that I think people should vote for me is I try to do what is expected of me, as well as to show up to work. I think that's half the job, is to be able to show up. Why people shouldn't vote for me, I probably could be more involved. And I could probably speak more in public events. I still struggle a lot with that, with just telling the difference of facts, and I guess not telling, but being able to weigh the difference of being transparent and stating facts. Some of the biggest challenges is just being able to accommodate everybody's needs. That's been a huge struggle for me, is just everybody has needs, and it's hard to weigh wants and needs. And then I guess the other challenge is for all the council to stay on the same page. It's easy to have conversations one day and then be able to sleep on it and come back the next day with a total different aspect on what the job is entailed. And then just the lack of information. It seems like we get dropped with a lot of information at one time, and we have to weigh your decision on a fast pace in order to make a decision in time for deadlines, I guess. Sometimes we have an enormous timeline, and sometimes it's almost to make the decision the day of. Like I said, just keeping people on the same page. It's hard to correlate information when people don't understand it in a short amount of time. I do and I don't. I guess I am on the fence about that one, because when you're enumerated into a district, that is the representative that you're supposed to be, that is supposed to be representing you. So I think there's a lack of information there that you are represented, and it goes by district. And I never understood that until I ran for council. So you do have a representative, and it's wherever you vote at. So if you vote at the Hayes poll, then the Mountain District representative is your representative. I think. And then the other part is service area. There's only a certain amount of miles that covers the service area, and that's health and certain services, I guess, like 477 and things like that. You can only live within 90 miles of the service area. So that falls back to, if you don't want to live in the service area to get services, then you have to take that sacrifice, I guess. But on the other hand, I do think that there could be more representation off the reservation. But how, I guess, one of the conflicts that I've came across is, how do you extend those arms of service evenly? Is it, I know a majority of our enrolled members live in Havre, so like, is the off representation going to cover just the Havre district, or is it going to cover all the way to Washington, or everything like that? Resiliency. I think that being in a rural area, we have to be more resilient, which helps us be more beneficial, or I guess it helps us be more efficient with the resources that we do have. I believe that the tribe has a lot of revenue that we just need to manage efficiently that we have now. If we can manage that to the most efficient way possible, then I feel like our revenue source would go up. But I don't feel we have the manpower in the rural area to create revenue. So I think we have to invest more in what we have and cinch up the shoelaces that we're currently wearing. But revenue is a hard one because of our rural area, especially here on the reservation. I think looking into corporate, like I know Browning, the Blackfeet Reservation, does a lot of corporate business. I don't know if that would bring up our revenue or not, but I always wondered if buying into corporations would be a revenue source for our area. I think that we're in the last stages of it. After sitting in some of the meetings of enrollment status, and I guess our numbers that we approve on a monthly basis are really low. And also, it's almost in a scary state right now. But I think it is a good idea for not only our descendants, but our reservation. Lack of reporting. Our people know that they live in unsanitary environments, and they still continue to let them live in that environment. And then just a lack of communication with them. I know a majority of our elders are not on social media, and that is a main resource that our reservation utilizes. So I just feel like more communication with the elders would be great. And also more on-site services, like for them in their homes. I believe that the people should have full say because it's gonna change and affect a lot of people, as well as my main concern is safety. They're going to be bringing a lot of engineers and people in that are going to be working here, and I believe that our law enforcement would probably need some help, because that means more services, more I don't know, whatever they bring with them, I guess. And yes, I do believe the people should have a say. If I am reelected, my long-term goal would be possibly a group home or a sober living facility. I feel like our kids are sent away and they gain tools that they're not able to use here because they have no resources. Same for the sober living. You go away and you get help, and you come home and there's nothing here. There's nowhere to work. There's no small-time jobs. And that was some of the reasons why I started believing in buying into corporations, because I feel like those are services of them people that can maintain that resource, such as holding the jobs and continuing to be able to have a daily routine. Best case scenario, I hope that everybody has a home and we have 8,000 home sites on the reservation where people can build themselves up and help maintain our homelands as a reservation. Realistically, I think we'll be completely 100% dependent on the government and the resources that they provide us. I personally believe that the White House administration does respect the treaties and the tribes. There is a lack of information, but each year that they get elected, the lobbyists that work for the tribes do a really great job on educating the people that have to maintain these jobs and work with the tribes. So I believe that they can probably do a better job at it, but they do try to prioritize from what I see. We've seen the schools go there, and each representative was always open to meeting with the people that came, whether it was a 15-minute window or a 5-minute window. I think they do their best to try to accommodate, but also have a hard time with balancing handouts and education. But I think our lobbyists do a really great job on trying to prioritize the education over handouts. After they get educated, I feel like they are very open-minded to some of the struggles that go on here. It's just a form of I don't know what it's called, assimilation type. But I do feel like the miles in between reservations are the government and the reservation does make a difference. It seems like the Oklahoma tribes and like tribes that are closer to the main service area have a little bit more leeway, but they also open their doors for small tribes to piggyback off of them. My advice would be just to get out there and try it. There's a lot of information that is written and in black and white. You can educate yourself, and you can also just talk just try to get open talk. Just try to educate yourself and be willing to have an open mind to any information that comes your way. Always remember, or always find out where you came from. We're not always equipped with that information, but once you find out where you come from, you'll always find your way.